Hello everyone, welcome to PTR Testing. We're taking a look at the Manaforge Omega raid. Honestly, we're just gonna go through all the 7 bosses. We're not gonna spend too much time on each boss and talking about so many details. This is literally a first look. This is a normal run. We already did some PTR testing, but they're basically the same boss with just a tiny bit of differences. Let's just basically take a tiny look at what each boss looks like. So the first boss has this room. It's like a rectangular room. It's like cut off with this big thing here. You can go through it by getting close and using your special ability button. This behaves like a dash. That's how you go through these lines. Or you can also just use this to go from here to here within the same room as well. This is basically a dash. You get this mechanic here, which is circles. Honestly, take them away from the raid. It leaves this zone. If you touch this zone, it stuns the raid, TPs you to a random location. The tank mechanic is this thing. You take some damage. Depending how far away you are from the raid, it will also do damage to the raid. Right there you can see raid soak as well. As for the tank mechanic, by the way, before I forgot, we had our tanks. We're experimenting here where the tanks go into other sections so we can get further away and therefore take less damage on the raid. But anyway, this is a raid soak over there. This is pretty much the entire fight. I'm gonna speed it up here. You'll see more circles. You see another tank mechanic. I use the cloak to get here, take the damage, get back there. The cloak does have a cooldown. This is the intermission, by the way. The boss goes to another section. You have to dodge these beams, you have to dodge these balls, they are traps. They do different things to you. Anyway, get to the boss, break this DPS shield here that the boss has, interrupt the cast, and repeat the phase. Once you do that, the boss just now is on this section of the room. He can jump one more time. Pretty chill first boss, pretty cool. Kinda cool that he interacts with your cloak. Mechanically speaking, it's pretty fun. The whole getting away, get the matrices, don't touch them, room negation, soak, and whatnot. That's pretty cool first boss. As for the second boss, you have this room. It's like a spider mothy thing dangling from the ceiling. It doesn't move. After 50% it does move. Anyway, you basically do damage to the boss. You have this tank mechanic, which is a beam. Right after it sends another beam. Basically tank swap here, so you don't hit the beam twice. That's the tank mechanic, pretty simple, right? As we see a bit more of the fight here, as it happens, you can see people are dealing with these strands. They're connected. You need to get away from each other for 40 yards to break these, and once you break, you leave these pools that grow a bit in size. This is just to force you to move. Honestly, there's also swirlies right there. Also, swirlies in this raid are fucking amazing, right? It's super visible. Anyway, the thing with these strands is you need to get away, it ramps damage on you, and you need to break those strands. Then you get the Eranog ring mechanic here, where you break one, you choose one, you break one, and you go through it. And basically, that's it for this phase. I'll speed up here a bit. Oh yeah, you have this circle, by the way. After a while it just explodes, but basically get out. It's like bloodbound horror. But yeah, just get out away from the boss. You keep damaging, repeat the phase. At 50%, the boss is gonna detach itself from the body. As you can see here, it deals ray damage and it drops a pool. And anywhere with where the boss is like a pool that keeps growing in size. This is basically room negation. We found the best way to economize space is actually take the boss to the outer part of the room, get everyone in front. This is the tank mechanic, it's a frontal. We tested tanking solo, it did a bunch of damage, but you also need to tank it with other people in it, right? So that's shared damage. We tried solo here, but in reality, this is alternating soaking teams. So that's going to be cool. We figured that out like pretty soon here. And you're about to see us tanking this frontal with everyone in it, or like some players in it at least. This is, again, needs to be alternating teams. You can see the swirlies. There's also pools growing under the boss. People will soak this one, and this deals almost no damage now. So yeah. Also, the boss takes 25% increase more damage from 50% to 0. So that's lost at 50% angle, which is very interesting. But basically, like a fucking dope boss. Really fun to play. Okay, for the third boss, again, this fight just feels a bit incomplete, but whatever. There's like 3 types of odds. If you let them appear, then you have to deal with their mechanics. It's not even that special. Is one of them like TPs at people, deals damage. The other one is a caster, you interrupt, and the other one is like whatever. You do need to kill these odds fast, but here's the thing. The boss does these beams, and if you point the beams at these canisters, and notice these ones are down, but these ones are up. If you point it, a ball will shoot into the canister and destroy the canister, which means you can kill this odd early, which is pretty cool. Here we tried just take it away, do nothing with it. We then realize mid-pool that you have to aim it at the boss. The tank mechanic is just like stacking off a dot, swap at like 6, 7, 8 stacks, whatever. Like it's like a funnel on the tank. I think it's 6 stacks. Just swap it every one of them. This is rate damage. Just heal. You can see here some orbs. Some players get like orbs that they shoot. Also just dodge orbs. We realize pretty soon here that we have to aim the beam. One of our players here is aiming the beam, and it destroys the canister. And now this odd appears, and this is time until the odd morphs into the real odd. We just kill it, and here are the orbs that we need to dodge. There will be a way that you check like an angle, so you make dodging orbs easier. Once the strat is actually like thought about it, you'll get like a spot where you put the players and then you shoot the orbs that way. Right now we're aiming all beams at the canisters. There's probably a way to do this even more efficient. We started doing it and talking about it already. I will say the room has 4 canisters, 2 here, 2 here. There's 4 here, and back there in the other side of the room, it mimics this thing over here. So these 2 canisters are gonna, like these 4 canisters, 2 plus 2, are gonna be on the other side of the room. And this is kind of like right there, you see? So odds can spawn in those as well. So this is kind of like lock and stock. Any combination of the floor things can happen. And yeah, here you see the odds. We just kick them, we let them spawn. But right now, I'm gonna speed up. You see the orb shooting. You can actually go really far with this and make it really easy to dodge. There's a bit of rate damage. New odds are about to spawn. We take the boss with the beams now to spawn. Only 1 beam per canister can destroy, okay? It's not like a beam can destroy multiple ones. We do 2 here, now we do another 2 there. And then we kill these ones, and by the time we get beams again, we're stopping DPS on boss, so we see the mechanics. By the time we get beams again, I'll slow down here very soon. Not sure what that is, by the way, but anyway, we spawn these odds and notice they're like 12 seconds away from morphing. There is a world where this is not enough damage on Heroic and Mythic, and you actually have to play some of them, so it's just a matter of like understanding what's the order. Anyway, this is the third boss. Basically, point the beams at the canisters, kill the odds, dodge balls, and rate damage. On to the fourth boss. This is basically kill odds and then boss. You pull the boss here. What's gonna happen is like the tank mechanic is 40 seconds. It's a stacking debuff if I'm not mistaken, and it lasts like 45 seconds. So you kind of need to figure out who tanks the odds, who tanks the boss. It empowers one of the 3 collectors. There's one there. There's gonna be one here on Heroic only. In normal it doesn't exist, but there's one here and one here on normal. And again on Heroic there's gonna be another one. You're gonna dodge these things that the collectors send. You see 3 players here taking damage. You can stack with this. This does not cleave, so get under the boss, because once this is done, it spawns 3 adds. You're about to see that here. Now this is normal, the adds die super fast, but in Heroic it actually lasted quite a bit. So I guess in Mythic it lasts even longer. This is a Rage Soak. We do it here, needs to be far away from the boss, because once you soak it, also alternating teams, team 1 and team 2, because you get the debuff. Once you soak it, as you can see, it drops an add. You'll see it very soon when I do that soak for my team. So I'm going to speed up a bit, but you're going to see now the adds again, the 3 people with the adds, dodge stuff. They bring the adds into the boss here, and now this is the second time we're doing, so it's 3 and then 3 again. Okay, so now it's 6 and 3 more adds spawn there. Now we're doing the soak with my team here, and again this echo is like an ad that mimics abilities from the boss, so we gotta kill it. But yeah, that's this ad. So we just kill it, and now we get like 9 ad spawns at the boss. The boss is gonna do a very hard ticking ray damage, like a very high burst of ray damage here soon. Arcane Explosion, which is the end of this phase, going into intermission. Now we send cooldowns, of course, that's why it didn't look that deadly. But yesterday, or like 2 days ago rather, on PTR, it was basically almost a one-shot without coverage. Now we kill the collectors do this thing, and also they're gaining energy. If it reaches 100 energy, we wipe. So kill the collectors fast and dodge the lines. Now on Heroic there's 2 odds. Here only one is gonna spawn very soon. These are the attendants. The attendants right there, they have a shield, and the more they hit you, so the longer they stay alive, the more attack speed they get, so it gets really hard to tank them. So it's definitely kill this guy fast angle together with the boss or with the collectors. The boss is gonna take an empower, the 100% taken damage increase here. So this is definitely a good moment to send cooldowns. It only lasts like 15 seconds, so it's not like super exciting or anything. And now the phase repeats. I'm gonna put it on 4x because you've seen the entire phase, but you get just one more wave of adds here than you got in the first phase. The spell queue is different, so something to keep an eye on. Once we get like big wigs and DBM updates, that's not going to be an issue. But I do want to show you the last phase here. So we're going to do one more intermission here. I'm going to speed it up even more. You can see what our raiders described as ice cream looking and marshmallow looking swirlies. Even though they sound inviting, definitely don't eat these swirlies, they will hurt you. But those are like really cool looking swirlies. I just thought that was funny. Anyway, we're about to enter the last phase, which is 20% to 0 here. We get knocked, and now we have this zone. If we are all getting sucked in that direction, and that suck, the longer this phase goes on for, the stronger this suck is gonna get, which is really interesting. And on top of that, any odds that we spawn, we take the boss here because we want to spawn the odds here. Any odds that go through here, it's gonna like burst rate damage. So it's a control odds again phase while dealing with this suck. I'm gonna put it slightly faster so you see a bit of it, but you basically fight the boss from 20% to 0. You get the odds there. I'm gonna slow down a bit. So you're constantly getting sucked here, and this suck does get stronger and stronger. There's gonna be swirlies, of course. So all in all, a very interesting phase, very interesting boss. And that's it. That's the fourth boss. So the fifth boss is the council fight. This is optional. I hope Blizzard changes that because having optional bosses is just very weird. Anyway, 3 Demon Hunters. They are Havoc, Vengeance, and Void. Void Demon Hunter starts with Devour's Ire. Put some swirlies here. You soak that. And basically, you're gonna have a debuff. This ramps damage on you until you get dispelled. When you do get dispelled, it jumps to the closest target to you. And any person with these debuffs can soak the puddles on the floor. We'll get to those in a second. The tank mechanic is a fracture by the Vengeance guy. It leaves this. The other tank needs to soak this. That's his soul, or else he can't heal himself. As for the Havoc Demon Hunter, it does I-Beam, which you're about to see here. Don't point it at your raid. So those are the tank mechanics. Try to tank these two bosses. We actually failed to do that here, but try to tank these two bosses on top of this one, because this one is not tankable. It's just like doing its own thing. So take them so your DPS players can cleave. Anyway, back to the pools, which we talked about. The players with the debuffs, they just walk on top of the pools and they soak them up. Once no more pools are remaining, the debuffs get soaked. They disappear, so you don't get infinite ones. This is the hunt from the Havoc Demon Hunter. Just take this like far, so we get a big line to soak. Right now we can soak like this, but on Heroic you have like a circle around you. So you have to spread soak inside these. It kind of looks like that. Don't mind my drawing skills. Anyway, this is a control fight, so you have those mechanics. Those are the mechanics of the fight, right? You have the tank mechanics, you have the hunt, you have the debuff, and the soaking the floor, and you have a bunch of swirlies to dodge there, the lines to dodge, and that's it. Okay, that's the entire fight, the entire council fight. Except when they get to 100 energy, they do a special ability. The first one to do is the Void Demon Hunter, then it's going to be the Havoc Demon Hunter, and then it's going to be the Vengeance Demon Hunter. So let's actually look at those mechanics here. I'm going to speed up until we get the first one. Okay, let's see the what's this called? Yeah, the Void Demon Hunter doing like the special ability. So it starts sucking you into him. If you touch this, you'll take a lot of damage in the middle. On higher difficulties, you just die. You have these orbs, you have to soak them, don't let them reach the boss or it does a lot of raid damage. When you do soak them, you take damage. In Heroic, you get a stacking debuff, so you can't soak a lot of them. So the raid actually needs to do it together. And that's the special ability of the Void guy. Now, let's look at the special ability of... let's see the special ability of the Havoc Demon Hunter. I jumped forward here. The Havoc Demon Hunter is bullet hell, is a bunch of lines. If you've played Kaiveza, this is not going to be too difficult for you. But the name of the game is like get your lines, move for like a second, plant your feet, and let other players adapt to you. And they look like this. Okay, so this is just lines. Again, move until you move what you gotta move, plant your feet, and that's it. Everyone just dodges. You can do damage, and you should do damage while in this phase. Okay, that's that. Now let's look at the Vengeance Demon Hunter special ability. Now this Vengeance Demon Hunter special ability is a bit more tricky. Once it jumps, you're looking for this circle. Definitely don't be in it, but actually move towards the circle, but move it to the sides, right there and right there, because this entire area that I'm drawing right now is going to be like a breath from his fell devastation. I'll show you right here how it looks like. So there we go. He's gonna jump again and fell dev again. So always move to the sides. Pretty simple. And he's jumping one last time. Now, one last thing I would like to show you is, and now we're not on the VOD of the heroic testing we did on Friday, I would like to show you what Enrage looks like for this boss, because, I don't know, I just find it incredibly cool. All Demon Hunters are gonna do their special abilities at the same time. So here we go. Jump, lines, suck, orbs, fragments, poop on the floor, all of it at the same time. So that's Enrage. You better kill this boss before this point of the fight, which happens at around 650, 655, whatever, around that way. You can leave a little bit, but not for long. Okay, so let's talk about Fractillus. This boss I really despised on the heroic testing. I didn't really figure out how it worked, but today we had some more time to experiment with some stuff, and I believe we came up with a really strong tactic for this boss, making it really fun to play actually. So let's go back a bit and look what this boss is all about. Anyway, this is a DPS check, heal check boss. It's just a numbers check while dealing with one gimmick, which is the walls. The walls you're building and destroying them. The point is, like, if you build 6 walls, if you stack 6 walls together, we're gonna get to what the walls look like in a second, but just know if you stack 6, it's gonna just one-shot the raid, because there's gonna be a beam that goes through them into the boss, and that just one-shots the raid. Anyway, there are like some crystals in the back part of the fight, of the room, and I'll show you them right here. You see these crystals? And they have a beam going through. The walls are gonna come, and they're gonna be like here, a wall, and then another wall, and then another wall, whatever, until you got 6, and then this beam is gonna connect to the boss and one-shot the raid. Even on normal. So, the players that get the walls, they get targeted with these lovely white arrows. The best way to deal with this, we found that was to put a green crystal. So there's like there's a pillar there and there's a pillar here, and this one is on the second to last one. Same for this. This one is on the second to last crystal, so there's another crystal over here behind me. And those are like the 2 safe spots we put. We're not gonna play them as both safe spots right from the get-go. Currently, the only safe spot is red. So anyone that does not have wall, they're staying on red. Everyone with wall, aka the arrow, take them to those areas over there. Okay, and you see these white lines? We instructed everyone in our raid to aim their arrow precisely between the white lines. Okay, so if someone puts like this will be a really bad arrow, but if it's like this, that's a pretty good arrow. So we want the arrows to look like that, between the white lines. And as for tanks, tanks are taking the utmost to the right and the utmost to the left when we get there. For now, we're taking the utmost to the right. So you're gonna see the walls here. Once the boss shoots the walls, it deals damage to the players that it hits, which is really nasty to heal, and it stacks the wall against those crystals in the back. Right now you see the tank taking shockwave slam. We trade, okay, it takes 1, I take 1, and it's gonna send 1 going down that way. After this, we're gonna do wall stacking again. Again, anyone that doesn't have it, be on red, this is the safe spot. And then finally, these are the players that are breaking the walls. So they're getting a debuff, it hits pretty hard, and they got knocked like that, they break walls, that spawns swirlies, and after that we have to mass spread. This is normal, so we didn't have to mass spread with circles, but there's going to be circles that force you to mass spread. Now, we wait 1 walls getting shot, because at this point we're still like gathering from the knocks. Once these walls get shot, everyone goes a safe spot to green, and we invert the order. Now the green is the safe spot, and everyone with walls goes that direction, and only the tanks are on this line. Why do we do this? Honestly, it's so that we can even out the amount of walls that are being put behind us. This makes it very linear, very easy to follow, and it's almost fail-proof to anyone misplaying by going left or right or getting confused. So basically this strat allows you to, like, also, when you get some walls getting stacked up like that, you see, oh, this one needs extra breakers. So people will be calling, hey, more breakers on the middle or more breakers on the side. And right now you see the breakers, they're stacking up, they're gonna get knocked, and they're gonna destroy the walls. We get swirlies, we get new walls, we wait for these walls to shoot, and now we should swap sides. They did swap sides, I didn't actually, that was my mistake, but we do the swap sides and we just repeat this. On Heroic there's another type of wall that deals more damage when it's broken, you also have spread circles, and on Mythic there's another type of wall. We'll see what that looks like once we test it. But basically, it's two big numbers and just deal with the walls, basically. And that fight, honestly, at first I really disliked this fight, but now I kind of like it. It's kind of cool to like control how many walls you stack when you destroy and whatnot. Yeah, it's a pretty cool fight. I'm not sure how this is gonna look on Mythic. Quite honestly, for a 6 boss, I'm expecting a bit more, but maybe on Mythic it is really tough, the numbers, and that's basically what it needs to be, just a really difficult number boss rather than mechanically heavy bosses. We have a lot more bosses to be like that. Just showing you a knockback here. You can get rooted, and I mean you get rooted after the knock for a couple seconds and then you're good to go. And yeah, that's Fractillus, the 6th boss in the Sludge Fist type of position in the raid. Now, as for the 7th boss, and this will be the last because we can't actually test the last boss, it has like, you want to divide the raid into 2 groups, Team 1 and Team 2. The Team 1 is gonna soak on this side and then go that side for the intermission. Team 2 is gonna soak on this side and go that side for the intermission. I want you to look at these dragons as well and notice how there's dragons around the room. That's gonna be important later. Anyway, when we start a fight, we all get like 3 stacks of bound. Every time we soak a conquer, we remove stacks, which is this circle. This is part of the tank combo. We either get this conquer or like a frontal thing. I'll just play it here. We soak conquer right here. You can't taunt after an ability started, so the other tank needs to kinda guess if it's gonna be a vanquish or a conquer after, to the point where you're gambling. This is really bad design. If by any magical way that anyone from Blizzard gets the feedback from this boss, is please change that. You should be able to taunt during the mechanic, not guess what comes after. This is completely RNG, and it will shred tanks when they're not prepared for it. This is the first tank combo that works this way, that I know of at least. Anyway, he gets vanquished here. I can't taunt because I already did a conquer. What if he's a conquer again? I can't take 2 conquers in a row, so he takes a vanquish. He got unlucky here, so he gets a second vanquish. This should kill him. We put externals on him. Again, this is just poor design. And now he gets the conquer. But outside of this, the fight is banger, by the way. This is the only thing we don't like. Now you get the ads from the dragons. They're summoned and they're gonna paw you, you know. So we move out with this. It looks pretty cool. It's like a paw that does that damage and pushes you. This is big rate damage. The boss becomes a dragon. Attack the dragon. You're gonna place some portals here, and these portal positions are important because the boss will beam towards a portal, and the beam comes from the portal locations. If you put them around the room, it's really gambly and you don't know where the beam is gonna come from and it's gonna kill you. So we decided to put them together. This way we expect the beam to come from either of these locations, which is much easier. You still have the behead stuff here, so dodge that. The boss is gonna beam now. You can see the beams here going through the portals. In Heroic, these beams rotate. It's pretty cool. So just dodge these. Boss is gonna do damage now. And we are going to the intermission phase. So we use the cloak ability. We get to the platforms, interrupt this guy, and cleave every guy. Now, in Heroic, there's like some beams forming like this in a triangle, just like Galliwix Mythic, and then it rotates that way, I believe. So yeah, there's beams to rotate. What you do need to know is that these guys, they have like little HP, but there's one guy with a lot of HP. You gotta kill him fast, and if you don't kill him fast, he starts a 10-second cast. If you don't kill him within then, he just kills everyone from your platform. Now we go back to this platform. This is going to be basically this phase again. Sorry, this is going to be last phase here. We have to damage the dragon. I believe that the dragon takes more damage. Whatever health the dragon has left, the boss will heal. So you're definitely wanting to kill the dragon really fast here. You're about to see that here. The boss is draining the dragon's energy. You just dodge this. Let me play it at normal speed. And you deal damage to the dragon. We've tested not doing any damage to see how much it healed the boss. We also tested just damaging. Well, when I say not doing any damage, we actually just let it heal for 1%. But you kill this and the boss doesn't heal. Procs the next phase. On next phase, it's pretty simple. We already tested here. You get people with three things. They're like dark stars. They deal damage, a lot of damage, may I add. And what you want to do here is, it's a dance. So they are sucking you towards them. The reason we did this spread is we're getting equally sucked towards that direction, and that direction. Whereas if we put them all here, we'll be getting a lot sucked to that direction. So right now it's pretty easy to move. This grows, so you just basically go through it when the time comes. We do kill the boss here, but yeah, that's the last phase for this boss. And that's the entire testing of Manaforge Omega. Once we get like mythic testing, I'm gonna put some videos, but for now, this is just a first look at the raid. I think the raid looks fucking amazing. The theme is like spot on, and the mechanics are super fun to play, if I'm being honest. So yeah, good vibes for this raid so far. I'm gonna head out now. See you on mythic testing. Bye bye.